what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're talking about one of the most interesting bar setups out there for you gravel riders. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. So you may see is awesome cycling content we got on this channel. So right onto the video, this is my Poseidon Redwood here. I got this bike about 4 months ago, and I've done a bunch of stuff to this to make it as interesting a gravel bike as I can, to try a lot of interesting products that some of you guys may never heard of and might help some of you guys out in your gravel riding experience. So today we're talking about these amazing bars by Redshift. Now some of you guys may recognize the name of Redshift, and that's because they're the ones who make the pedals that flip and they have lights on both sides of the pedals, and they're smart sensing, so they always have a white light on the front, red light on the back, no matter which way the pedals flipped. And that's how I discovered their company and learned that they make a pretty cool handlebar setup for a gravel bike. So let's go ahead, let's get a little closer to these bars so you guys can see a little better. Let's talk about these bars and what makes them so different than just a standard set of gravel bars. So first off, what are these bars called? So these are the Redshift kitchen sink handlebar setup is what this is. So obviously kitchen sink right here, right in the front, has a nice little endurance loop right here in the front. Kitchen sink. I also take it as a saying, you bring everything in the kitchen sink. Pretty similar to here. It gives you every option plus the kitchen sink. Number one, let's talk about width. Now on camera this bar doesn't look that wide, but I will tell you this bar is 53 centimeters wide. That is a big bar for anything with a drop bar, really. The Poseidon Redwood came with a 47 centimeter bar from the factory. Road bikes are going to run a 44 centimeter or less are what those going to run. This is a 53 centimeter, so it's 10 centimeters wider than you'll find on a road bike, and it's still 6 centimeters wider than I had originally on this bike. Now what's the deal with that? It's the same reason people go for wide handlebars on a mountain bike. The wider bars create stability, it makes you feel more comfortable, allows you to maneuver a lot better, which is what you're doing when you're riding a gravel bike. You're maneuvering on off-road terrain. So having the wider handlebar makes a big difference. Now of course 53 centimeters is the widest they offer at this moment. However, they offer stuff down to I believe a 46 is what they offer, and they offer a couple different sizes between there. So you do have a lot of options out there if you don't want to go all the way for 53. I wanted to go as big as I possibly could, just because I'm kind of a bigger, kind of wide-shouldered guy, so I was like, let's try the biggest ones you got. And I'm a mountain bike guy, you know, wide handlebars, me, just go together really well. So I love the width of these handlebars. They offer a lot more control and stability when I'm off-road and when I'm riding gravel. So obviously that's number one, is the width is the biggest difference. I have not seen any bars out there that are drop bar that are up to 53 centimeters. I haven't seen them at all, don't know if there are any, but that's one of the biggest things for this bar. Along with that, you get your flare that you get on a gravel handlebar, which I really like the feel of that. So you get that flare shape to the bars here, which then makes it more comfortable, get you out even a little bit wider if you're in the drops, which is awesome. So you can ride in your drops and feel super comfortable and super stable going down hills. So I really enjoy that a lot. Along with that, I did say this is the kitchen sink setup, and that's because there are a couple different things on here that are not originally part of the bars. And that's going to be both these grips down here. It's kind of ergon style grips down here. Right up here they have a jut out on the bars. And this is actually an addition that you put onto the bars before you wrap them. And I'll show you guys some clips of me installing this as well, so you guys can kind of see what this looked like before I actually wrapped the bars. Now the big deal with these is to take pressure off of your nerves right in this part of your hand. That's kind of one of the big points that goes numb when you're riding on a drop handlebar. It just is. That's the spot I've always had problems with. That's why if you get a pair of like road or gravel gloves, they're generally going to have padding right in this area, right around where it normally go numb. And that's to help provide some padding so your hand doesn't go numb right there. So that's the big deal with this guy right here, is that's to kind of flare your hand out, not put so much pressure just on that one spot on just a standard circular bar, but to spread that out over a while. And then of course with that you have the ones down on the bottom, and they have a similar thing to them. It kind of lets you get a more solid grip on the bar is what I find. From up there you can grab on and you're not going to slide off is what I feel the most. Because it's kind of like ergon grip, it's got a different texture than your regular bar tape. I feel much more secure down here than I would just on regular tape. So with that, you do get the ergon too, so it kind of locks your thumb in, so your thumb's not going to slide off of the bars, and then it gives you a very comfortable position to ride as well. I liked riding in the drops on the original bars on the Poseidon Redwood. These extra little grips down here make a huge difference for me. This is like my favorite spot to ride while on my gravel bike. And I can say the exact opposite for my road bike. I hate riding in the drops on my road bike, but I love it on the gravel bike, especially with this redshift kitchen sink setup on here. Now let's talk about the loop. Obviously this is what most of you guys see when you see this. You're like, what is this loop up here? So this loop is essentially a built-in mini aero bar is what this is. So if you've never seen aero bars, essentially normally they bolt up on the top of your bars, stick right out, so it allows you to get super tucked down into an aerodynamic position. These kind of do that. Not really to that extent though. Because they're so short, you don't get much of the stretch outs. You don't get much of the stretch out and be arrow thing to it. I use these as just an additional grip when I'm riding on flat surface where I don't really need my brake levers. I'm not worried about touching the brakes anytime. Most of the time when I'm riding on the road to like a gravel spot, I use this right here. This nice and comfortable, you kind of sit here, gives you a totally different position for your hands, but you can just pop in like this. I've even used it to rest my arms on and kind of tuck down like that, and that works pretty good as well. It's kind of a weird addition. Some people like it, some people don't. They do offer the bar without this endurance loop if you want that. I wanted to try something really different, and this is definitely something different. So I really enjoy this. So while it's not exactly your aero bars that you would normally have, I actually kind of enjoy this. It makes the bike look very different, and it is useful. I do find it useful as a nice extra hand position for me to have when I'm out riding and I don't have to worry about my hands really getting numb because it moves your pressure to completely different spots when you're using this little mini endurance loop on the front. The other part that's included in the kitchen sink setup is going to be their really long bar tape right here. Now the really long bar tape, what's the point of that? Why don't you use regular bar tape? And really the big reason is because these bars are so wide, they're 53 centimeters wide. And if you were to wrap these bars completely, you would probably run out, probably around right here, you'd run out. So you wouldn't even get all the way up to the stem, you wouldn't even get close to all the way up to the stem, and you definitely aren't covering their endurance loop as well. So that's the point of the really long bar tapes. You need those for this extra wide bar. Now if you go for like a 46 centimeter bar, you might be okay with regular tape, but anything on the bigger size of things, you're gonna have some trouble fitting just a standard bar tape on there. Now this stuff is really comfortable. You know, I've run ESI tape on my road bike for forever, and this is pretty similar. It's kind of similar to it. This is a little more tacky to it. It does have the redshift, it does have some bumps. So I feel like it's a similar padding to the ESI tape, which I like, and it has a little more grip to it, which riding on gravel where you're kind of going over bumps, when you're going over rocks and bumps and all that, this makes a difference in grip. It allows me to grip a little bit better than I think the ESI tape would. The ESI tape it kind of has a smooth texture to it, so I don't know if that would grip as good, but the redshift really long tape works really good at off-roading. So what's the point with the redshift kitchen sink setup? Is it something you need for your bike? So the nice thing about this is you can buy all these pieces separately. So you can buy the bar itself, use regular tape if you want to use regular tape. You don't have to use these additions here, you don't have to use the grips down here, you don't have to use the top grips, you don't have to use any of those. You can just use just the bar itself. You can also go and just get the lower grips, you can just get the top grips, you can just get the tape. So you can get everything separate, so you can kind of pick and choose what kind of setup you want to run on your bike. If you don't like the style of these upper grips, fine, don't get the upper grips, you can just get the lower grips. Don't like any of this grips, you just want the cool looking bar with the endurance loop here, just get the bar. You just want the bar that has a little bit of sweep up, a little bit of sweep out, and you want a cool, comfortable gravel bar? Awesome, they offer that for you too. So they offer this in all sorts of different packages, all sorts of different combos, so you can kind of mix and match and pick what kind of setup you want for your bike and what you find most comfortable. So it's really cool that they offer that, so you have the ability to choose what you want on your bike and set it up the way you want your bike set up. So is this something I feel is beneficial to a gravel biker just starting out or is intermediate and getting into gravel? I think it definitely is. As someone coming from a mountain bike background, I think this makes a huge difference and makes my gravel riding more comfortable, makes it much more like my mountain bike. And for me, that makes me more comfortable. I love the feeling of a wide set of handlebars. I feel so much more control on it. I feel more spread out. My chest opens up some. So I feel like I can breathe and dig down deeper and get some more power out, which is fun. I mean, it makes you have more fun, gets you out riding longer, makes it so you're having more fun on your ride is really the big deal. So those are the bars. I really like them. I'm going to have links down below so you can check them out for yourselves. Big thanks to Redshift for sending me out this whole bar setup here. If you guys want to see the whole install of this setup, let me know in the comments. I do have video from setting up the whole bars. I can show you guys how to set it all up. So if you guys want to see the full setup and how you get this whole bar setup on your bike, let me know in the comments. I might make a video about it if you guys really want to see it. If you did enjoy the video and you learned something, give me a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know in the comments section down below. Love talking to you guys, love answering questions you guys have, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.